All right, well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to my Geek Corner channel. If I don't know, maybe you're new to the channel and you have never been to one of these live streams before, well, that's okay because I next to never do them. uh, Really, YouTube for me is a place that I just kind of go on and talk about some of the geeky hobbies that I love, and it's been a great opportunity to meet some people from all over the world who share the same interests, and even meet some people who don't share the same interests, and that's totally okay. And that's been one of the great things about the channel here. I've really enjoyed it and really appreciate everybody that comes on and is a part of the community here. So, what I really wanted to do tonight is jump on here and say thank you. Really, it's kind of funny. I was actually joking about this with my kids recently, talking about YouTube and the whole, when your YouTube channel finally gets to 1,000 subscribers and you get the 4,000 watch hours and you get monetized and all of that, and and it's kind of like a joke with my kids going, yeah, well, you know what? I actually created this YouTube channel when YouTube just started allowing people to create channels. Like I've had this thing for like 15 years and I've just never really done anything with it. And so um, it's only really the last couple of years that I've just been playing around with it and having, like I said, having fun and meeting people from all over the place. So thanks for being a part of that. A few people have already showed up a little bit early here, so just thanks so much, Chris, for stopping by. Family night, good thing to do. Yeah, Friday nights used to be a big family night for us as well. We used to do a lot of family board game nights and pizza, but now my kids are old and now they're doing their own thing and we're home alone now. So, but that's all good. And thank you so much, Chris, for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate that. That's incredibly kind of you. Uh, and I share this on all my videos, and I put a link in the description of all the videos. Again, because I do YouTube as a hobby and just really as for kicks and giggles is really why I do it. So all the proceeds that we make from YouTube actually goes to Compassion Canada to help support kids in Guatemala. So that's when extra money comes in from it. I make donations to the projects that we partner with, and you can read about those in the description of the videos. And here we got Hungry Ewok. That's a great name. Thanks so much for stopping by. Really appreciate it. And here we got John. Hey, Rev, I'm the guy about the Genesis system. Yeah, I saw your comment about that. Check out the Star Wars series of RPGs. I've got a whole bunch of them already, so you can't see them here. They're on my shelf right there. So I've got, the Edge of the Empire, the Age of the Rebellion, the main core books, and the beginner boxes of those, and then a bunch of the source books from Edge of the Empire, like the Now Hutta one and the Smuggler one, and a few of the modules as well. Um, I was really thinking I was going to write a new kind of Star Wars campaign with that Edge of the Empire book. Instead of Edge of the Empire, I was calling it Fall of the Empire, to kind of really be set in between that original trilogy and sequel trilogy timeline. That was kind of my goal, kind of the whole rise of the Empire. And I started writing this when The Force Awakens had come out. And so I was really into it. And it's like, oh, how did the First Order come from? And I was going to like create my own stories. And then by the end of the Disney sequel trilogy, I was so not into it anymore. So I just completely stopped writing that stuff. And we did start playing it as a group of friends, but then we moved on from that um, game, and we moved into Fantasy Flight's Descent Legend of the Dark dungeon crawl board game, which is run by an app. So I'm going to do more videos on that game because I'm playing that one the most right now. And so once we finish that game, then we'll get into something else. And so really what I wanted to do today as a thank you to everyone who is a part of the community here. I'm a big book fan. This collection here, you might be kind of surprised, but this collection, even though they're like really old books, the collection itself is only about 3 years old. I used to have a huge library collection that I lost in a basement flood about 15 years ago. My family and I, we had moved. And I had a whole bunch of my boxes, a whole bunch of comic books, all my novels, all my old role-playing games, Star Wars West End game, role-playing game, all my old D&D stuff were all in these boxes that were left in this storage room while I was renovating the new house we had bought and finishing the basement. And the sub pump died, and about 2 inches of water came into that storage room, and I didn't know that that had even happened, because then the power came on, sub pump came back on. By the time I noticed, all the water was gone, but the boxes had absorbed everything, and everything in there was completely destroyed. Massively heartbreaking. And so um, this collection I started doing in April of 2020. So when everything started locking down and we were all stuck at home, working from home here in Canada, so I said, you know what, I'm going to support local businesses. I'm going to support, you know, thrift stores. I'm going to find people who are selling stuff online who might need a little bit of extra money. And so in that time frame, I bought every single pre-Disney Star Wars novel. And then once I finished that collection, then I moved on to Dragonlance. And now I'm in the process of collecting every single Dragonlance novel. I'm about a third of the way done on that collection now as well. So because I'm a huge book guy, what I wanted to do as a thank you, as part of the community, is I want to give away some books. So as I collect these, I buy them in lots sometimes, or I buy them in boxes. People just sell the whole box. So I get a bunch of doubles. So as a thank you to the community here for 2,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away the original trilogy. Well, it's not the original. It's kind of additional printing when Wizard of the Coast bought it. So you can tell by the titles how old the books are. So this is the original Dragonlance Chronicles series. This is the 3 books that started it off. So I'm going to give those away, as well as the sequel trilogy, the Legends series, the 3 books from that series as well. So these are going to be completely free. I'm going to ship them to you completely free, again, just as a thank you for being a part of the community. And the way you can win these is in the comment section of this video. Now, you're going to have to come back to this video after the live event and do this. Try to figure out a way to do it with the comment section in live videos, and it just doesn't work, because I have like a tool that will randomly select comments from the video. And so what you need to do is put in the comments these words: I have never read Dragonlance. Okay, because I want to send this to someone who's never read this. I know a lot of people in my subscribers, like you're like me, you love this stuff and eat and breathe Dragonlance. And so, but a whole lot of people are part of the community here who've never read it. So I want to send this to you as a thank you. So put in the comments of this video, I have never read Dragonlance. Do that. And then at the end of February, so I'm going to give this a couple of weeks to run. Actually, it's going to go to the first week of March. So the first week of March, because I'm actually going away on a trip. And then when I get back home, I'm going to pick a winner. So we'll let this run for a little bit. And so yeah, you put in the comments of this video, I've never read Dragonlance, and you can win that trilogy or that trilogy. Now you might be going, why would I ever want to win the sequel trilogy? Because I didn't read the other ones. Well, you can actually read this without reading the other ones. It's better if you do read the other ones, but you can actually really, really enjoy this without reading the other one as well. So it sets it up really, really well. So do that. That's just my thank you for all of you here. Oh, here we got Hungry Ewok saying, yeah, my West End game Star Wars D6 collection has doubled in the last 10 years going to local used bookstores. That's awesome. I love that. Like, it's one of those things. I debated that as well, too. When I was looking at the Star Wars role-playing game, do I go into the new one that Fantasy Flight Games was doing, or do I go back to the old D6 one? And it was tough, honestly. It was really tough. And I know now we live in a digital age where we can just go and get all these rule books online, but the purist in me just loves owning these things. Like I do. I love sitting in my geek corner here. I love having the games kind of right there that I can grab. I love having my miniatures up in here. In this door here, this is actually my painting station. So I have my painting station in here with all my paints, and my airbrush setup is down over here as well for painting. And yeah, actually stay with the D6. Yeah, I probably will end up getting that at some point when I kind of come back and get back into Star Wars one day. It'll happen again. I'll come back one day, taking a little bit of a break from it from now for now. Um, but yeah, but that's what I've loved about kind of this book collection, and it's just been fun finding these things. And it is one of the things, like you said, like going to local bookstores. There is just something really fun about supporting these small businesses. I did a video several, ooh man, going back several months now, like top 10 reasons to like collect old books like this. And for so many people, small businesses have been walloped over the last 3 years. I know here in my part of Canada, a lot of small businesses did not come out of this thing still in business. So any ways that I can help support small business, I'm really behind that. In fact, for this Dragonlance collection now, I'm actually working with a secondhand bookstore, and they actually um, are really into helping people complete their collection. So they actually have my Google Doc list, and every once in a while I get these emails from them say, "Hey, we found this book for you. Come on in. It's $2." And the fact that they're finding me these books and giving it to me for like $2 just blows my mind. In fact, one of them once, the last one that they just found me was this one, was the Dragonlance Chronicles, the annotated chronicles. So this is this series, the original Dragonlance Chronicles series, all put in one big giant volume. And it's got like all these footnotes kind of in here, like all these different things about the lore, how the story was written, how they came up with different ideas. There's new art in here. Like this thing was amazing. And on eBay, the sucker was selling for like $100. And they called me up and said, "Hey, yeah, we found this book, $5." I was like, "You gotta be kidding me, $5?" And like, when? It's like, "Are you sure? Like, I'll give you more." And they're like, "No, $5." And they love doing it. They love helping people complete their collections, and they were really awesome that way. Yeah, annotated Dragonlance. Yeah, it's awesome. Of course, now I gotta find the Legends one, and I've been looking online for that, and it's like way too expensive. But I'm kind of keeping my fingers crossed that my connections in that secondhand bookstore will find that for me. So yeah, so really that's all I wanted to do tonight. I didn't want to, like, sometimes when I do live streams like this, I bring on guests. I'm going to be getting back into that. I got a couple of people that I've been chatting with about trying to get something done. And yeah, and so I'm trying to bring some new life back to the channel here, feeling a little bit more motivated to spend a little bit more time in it, especially as my kids have gotten older now and I have more spare time. How wonderful this empty nest thing. Who would have thought, you'd have all this, spare time, which is great. Yay, MS, it's great to see you, man. So appreciate you and all the comments that you always put on all the videos here. Anyone have the leather hardcover editions? I've never seen that. I've never seen leather hardcover editions of Dragonlance. That would be something to check out for sure. And there you go. And John, thank you so much for your comment. And nice, personally, I've never read Dragonlance before. So again, come back to this video and put that comment in this video, so that your name will be in the draw to win this. So yeah, so just a few things that I'm geeking out with and will be working on. Again, I want to get into a lot more board game reviews, like I had started doing. I literally started doing board game reviews at the beginning of the lockdowns, and when everyone was kind of shut in, to help families pick some board games that they can play when everyone was at home. And I really enjoyed doing that. So I'd like to, I've got like a big board game collection over there in that other section of my basement here, and so I want to do that. As I'm learning to play D&D, I want to document that as well. I am going to start playing the Dragonlance campaign. I don't know if I'm going to stream that or not. I don't know if there's a lot of interest in that, but definitely I'm going to stream post games some of the changes that I've implemented into that, to see if that's helpful for anybody else, so that the new Dragonlance campaign that I've got over here from Wizards of the Coast, to make it feel just a little bit more like Dragonlance. So I'm gonna tweak that a little bit. And there you go. Hey Brett, thanks for the comment here. Read the original Dragonlance trilogy back in the late '80s. Some of the sequels from that time, I need to reread them. That's how I got into it. Honestly, I read Dragonlance when it was brand spanking new. I think when it first came out in 1984. '84, I think, is when it first came out. I was 13 years old, bought it at my local comic book store, and have never looked back. I've just loved it. Loved it. Hey, I started a YouTube channel on the D6 Star Wars. Hey, that's awesome. You know what? Put the link to that in the chat. Would love to subscribe to that and check that out. That's awesome. Yeah, please share that. And then, my friend bought the Dragonlance campaign, so I'm interested to hear your playthrough. Cool. Like I said, I don't want to spoil it, so we'll make sure I got to figure out how I want to do it because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. And yeah, but yeah, really, really cool that you guys are going to play that. I'd love to hear how it's going with you when you play it. But yeah, it's been a while since I've done a video. Life kind of took over. I hear you. Like, this is the thing about the whole YouTube grind thing, right? Like, I got friends of mine who really put a lot of time and effort into YouTube, and it's awesome that they're able to do that. And I bless them in that. I think it's amazing. And especially I've got some, people that I know who've really moved to doing YouTube to fund, big parts of their life, big parts of their ministry, big parts of their charity work, which is amazing. I love hearing that kind of thing. But I get it. Life takes over, and sometimes I've gone months in between videos. But again, as I've gotten a little bit more time available now, I'm hoping to do a little bit more here. I have all those original Dragonlance AD&D modules, but I've never. Oh, dude, you're breaking my heart. That's amazing. I only had a few of them, so I had the first two or the first three, and then they had come out at some point with like a campaign box set where they had like the cutout paper standy kind of miniatures for all the Dragonlance characters. I had that. And again, that was something that I lost in my basement flood about 15 years ago. Lost. Oh, I think of the things that I lost in that basement flood. I had the entire collection of Star Wars Marvel comics all gone. Tons of old Batman comics gone. The only comics that really, really survived that basement flood was my Superman collection because they were on a top shelf on a bookshelf. So I'm so grateful because I'm a diehard Superman fan. So I'm so grateful that they were saved up higher. And yeah, and I lost all my West End games, Star Wars games. I lost all my AD&D stuff. Like, it was just like, oh, it was painful, painful, painful when that happened. So that is awesome that you have all those original Dragonlance novels. I've been looking at those at eBay, and I found some that were quite affordable. I was like, yeah, you know what, I could do that. But shipping from the US to Canada is too stupid right now. So I just couldn't justify this shipping. It's like $10 for a module and $35 for the shipping. It's like, yeah, that's not going to happen. Cool. I have no idea how to do links. Okay, no worries. I'll check you out after I'm done, and I'll find that for sure, and subscribe to you over there. I'd love to see your channel on that. That D6 Star Wars game, by far, I think, was one of the best role-playing games ever made. And honestly, I think a lot of the fact that Star Wars survived in between the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy was because of that West End game. Like, it really, really did an amazing job of keeping Star Wars alive and keeping people really invested in Star Wars because we never expected any more movies to come out. So that game's amazing. So really look forward to seeing your channel there. Have some stuff stored in the garage, but keep the boxes up on pallets. Yep, exactly. See, hindsight, right? Hindsight is just such a powerful thing. I was never planning on keeping stuff in that storage room for long. It was supposed to be fast. It was supposed to, I was doing basement renovations, and so I put everything into this cold storage room where the sub pump was. It was supposed to be temporary, and it took me months to do the renovations, and it actually flooded, and then the water went back down, and I didn't even know it flooded, so the boxes stayed in there damp, and then they got moldy. So it was a nightmare. It was just an absolute nightmare. So yeah, hindsight. Now you can see my comic book collection now. Everything is on shelves. Nothing's on the ground. And I don't even have sub pumps anymore in this house. So I'm still now paranoid of water. So There you go. Next time in Canada, I'll smuggle up some Dragonlance modules for you. Exactly. Or next time I'm down in the US, I go down to the US a lot, so I have to find stuff down there. Actually, I actually live quite close to the US border, and a lot of times you can actually ship stuff to the kind of the UPS store right at the border, and then just drive down and across. And it's actually cheaper for me to drive from where I live. I live about 2.5 hours from the US border. It's actually cheaper for me to drive across the border and back than what shipping is a lot of times. That's actually how I have received a lot of kind of my bigger orders that I get in my geek hobby stuff. So yeah. So that's just again a little bit of an update tonight. Again, really my hope and my desire was just kind of pop in here, say thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I know in the last week I've gotten nearly 400 subscribers, so definitely I know my D&D video hit a chord, kind of hit the heart of a lot of people. Got a lot of people to empathize and understand the tension that we're feeling right now as hobbyists. I got some of the most encouraging comments that I've ever received on that video. I've also gotten some of the most nasty comments that I've ever received on the internet. So it's like, God bless the internet. Okay, so you just kind of remember to have thick skin when you play on the internet. And thank goodness for the auto block feature in YouTube. Some people, I get to be passionate, but man, we gotta not call people names. So yeah. And so yeah, so I really appreciate all the new subscribers. Again, I think it was over 400 subscribers just from one video. So that again really, really means a lot. Shows the passion for me of this community. Like even in the differences, it's so awesome that we can come from different backgrounds, different ethnic backgrounds, religious backgrounds, sexualities. Like none of that stuff should matter in these hobbies, right? It should be about the hobby, the love of the hobby, the love of storytelling, all of these things. That's why like I welcome everyone to my gaming table. I really, really do. I welcome everybody to my YouTube channel. I just ask that we don't call each other names, that we actually speak to each other like human beings. That's kind of my hope and my desire with the channel as well. There you go. A friend, about an hour, Prince Albert in Saskatchewan. Yeah, Saskatchewan. You know what? Can't remember the last. Yeah, I've been to Saskatchewan before, but it's been a long time. It's been decades since I've been there. The D&D videos, how I found you. Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate that, Hungry Ewok, and Brett as well. Yeah, again, a lot of people I know found the channel through that, and again, really appreciate everyone sticking around because of that video. And I hope to be able to make more content to help build the community here. And again, giving away these books. So right after I sign off, it usually takes YouTube a minute or two to process the video and to make it available. Come back, it'll be in my video description. Type in the comments, I've never read Dragonlance, and then I will, first week of March, and I'm going to mention this in all my videos until then. Come to this video, punch in, I've never read Dragonlance, and then I will randomly select a winner, and I will ship this to you completely free of charge. I'll give you information how you can connect with me through Twitter, so I can get your mailing addresses and all of that. Yeah, exactly, right? Be excellent to each other. I think that should be the motto of a lot of things in life, right? And so, again, thank you very, very much. Again, I am going to sign off here now. Again, come back in a few minutes, put in, I never read Dragonlance, and I look forward to seeing you all again real soon in the next video. So thanks again for being a part of the community. Thank you so much for helping me to get to that 2,000. And again, in all the videos, I put in the description, the link to the collective that I'm a part of. I work with a number of different churches here in my city, where we work with Compassion Canada in Guatemala to help alleviate poverty for children. We do this through child sponsorship. We do this through special projects, building projects. The last project that we worked on was actually to help address the child mortality rate in Guatemala. And so all the money that I made from YouTube with super chats went, and from the money that comes in from the ad revenue, I took that money and made a direct deposit to that project for helping child mortality rates in Guatemala and to care for young mothers that are dealing with poverty and health issues. So that's what this channel goes for. You know, I want to have some fun, geek out, meet amazing people like you, and give back because I've been so incredibly blessed and I want to be a blessing to other people around me. So that's really my hope and my desire for this channel. So thank you again, everyone, for being here. And we will talk to you again real soon in the next video. So God bless you.